A relative you barely knew just died and left you a casino. The lawyer slides the keys across the desk, and your stomach drops. Because you're now standing on a gambling floor, and everyone knows the one iron law of gambling. The house can lose, right? But what if I told you that you have just inherited the single most reliable money machine ever built by human hands, and it is mathematically impossible for you to lose? Let's walk your floor together. The doors slide open and it hits you all at once. A wall of sound, slot machines chiming in a key scientifically chosen to feel rewarding. Lights everywhere, red carpet swirling in patterns that keep your eyes down and your feet moving. No windows anywhere, no clocks on a single wall. A cocktail waitress appears out of nowhere and presses a free drink into your hand before you've taken 10 steps. Your first instinct? Panic. All these people are here to win your money. Some guy at the roulette table just hit his number, and a stack of chips slid toward him. A slot machine 2 rows over is screaming jackpot. You watch your money walking out the door in other people's pockets. And you think, I am going to lose everything my weird uncle spent his life building. Relax, sit down. Because you've been lied to about what this business actually is. You think you're in the gambling business. You are not. You are in the mathematics business. And math, unlike your uncle, never dies. Here's the first thing nobody tells you. Not a single one of those flashing details on your floor is decoration. The missing clocks? Deliberate. If a player never sees the time, a player never thinks, wow, it's 3 a.m., I should go home. The missing windows? Same trick. No sunrise means no natural stopping point. The free drinks? The lowest tier of what the industry calls a comp, a complimentary perk. And a slightly drunk player makes slightly worse decisions every single time. The carpet, the noise, the layout that hides the exits behind a maze of machines. All of it engineered for one goal, and it's not to make you win or lose any single bet. It's to keep you in your seat, because time in the seat is the entire game. Now let me show you the actual weapon. It's called the house edge. And it is so small that players laugh it off. The house edge is just the tiny slice of every bet that mathematically belongs to you, the owner, over the long run. Walk over to your roulette wheel. In the European version, there are 37 pockets. Numbers 1 through 36 and 1 green 0. A player bets $1 on red. If it lands red, they win. But that green 0 belongs to the house. It tilts the entire wheel just slightly in your favor, giving you a house edge of 2.7%. That means for every dollar spun on that wheel, you keep about 3 cents. That's it. Sounds pathetic, doesn't it? Now walk to the American roulette wheel, the one your uncle was smart enough to install. Some genius added a second green pocket, a 00. Now there are 38 pockets instead of 37. And your edge doesn't just double, it jumps to 5.26%. One extra green slice of paint, and you've nearly doubled your cut of every bet in the building. Nobody at the table notices. They're too busy watching red or black. But here's where it gets ruthless. Every game on your floor is tuned to a different edge, and each one is a dial you control. Your slot machines? Those are the real predators. Their house edge runs anywhere from 2% all the way up to 15%. When you hear that a slot has a 96% RTP, return to player, that's just a friendlier way of saying the machine quietly keeps $4 out of every 100 fed into it forever. Blackjack, played perfectly, only gives you a razor-thin edge under 0.5%. But almost nobody plays it perfectly. A normal player, guessing, feeling lucky, hands you 2 to 3% without realizing it. And Baccarat, the quiet game behind the velvet rope where the whales play? On the Las Vegas Strip alone, Baccarat pulled in around $1.4 billion in a single year. So now you're thinking, okay, tiny edges, fine. But players get lucky. People win. I saw it with my own eyes. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler. For you, absolutely nothing. Because here is the twist. The hidden gear that makes the entire machine unstoppable. It's a 300-year-old piece of mathematics called the law of large numbers, first proven by a mathematician named Jacob Bernoulli. And it is the closest thing to a money-printing spell that exists in the real world. The law says this: over a small number of bets, anything can happen. One player can walk in, hit a jackpot, and strut out with your money. That's luck, and luck is real in the short term. But over a large number of bets, thousands, millions, results stop being random and start marching, inevitably, toward the exact house edge, toward that 2.7%, toward that 5.26. Think about what that means. You, the owner, do not need to win any single bet. You will lose bets all day long. You will hand jackpots to strangers and smile while you do it, because you are not betting on one spin. You are betting on a million spins. And across a million spins, the math is not a hope. It is a guarantee. Your lucky winner tonight is just a rounding error the machine has already accounted for. He'll be back tomorrow, and the law of large numbers will be waiting. This is the difference between a gambler and a casino. A gambler is at the mercy of luck. You have hired luck as an employee. It shows up every day and, on average, hands you 5 cents on every dollar. Multiply that by 41.7 million visitors a year. That's how many people came to Las Vegas in a single recent year. Multiply your tiny edge by that ocean of bets, and in 2024, Nevada casinos won a record $15.6 billion. The Strip alone kept nearly $9 billion, not by cheating. Would be illegal and, worse, unnecessary. They won it with paint on a wheel and a law of mathematics. Now, how do you make those millions of bets happen? You keep people playing longer. And this is where your inheritance turns genuinely dark. An anthropologist named Natasha Dow-Schull spent 15 years inside Las Vegas studying exactly this and wrote a book about it called Addiction by Design. Her findings should chill you as the new owner. The slot machines on your floor aren't built to be won, they're built to be played. She describes a trance she calls the machine zone, where a player stops playing to win and starts playing simply to keep playing, feeding money in almost mechanically for hours until it's all gone. And your machines are engineered to pull people into that zone. Picture the reels. Decades ago, slot designers made a devious change. They increased the number of symbols on each reel and widened the little window, so the player could see the symbols just above and just below the winning line. Why? So that when a player loses, they don't just lose. They watch the jackpot symbol land one agonizing row above the pay line. So close. A near miss. And here's the poison. Your brain reacts to a near miss almost like a win. It fires you up. It whispers, "You were this close. Play again." It's a loss wearing a winner's costume, and it is on purpose. Let me show you the coldest tool of all. See that little plastic card players slide into the machines? The loyalty card that earns them free buffets and hotel rooms. Players think it's a gift. It's a surveillance device. Every time they insert it, you record their average bet, their speed, their hours played. And you run a simple formula. House edge times total money wagered. That number is called their theoretical loss, their theo. It is the exact amount the math expects to take from them over time. And then, generously, you hand back a small slice of it. As free rooms and free stakes, you are not being kind. You are giving them a tiny rebate on a loss they haven't finished paying yet, to make sure they come back and finish. And here's the kicker. That card doesn't change their odds by a single decimal. The machine doesn't even know it's there. It only exists so you can measure your how. Pray, where did this beautiful, terrible machine come from? On December 26, 1946, a mobster named Bugsy Siegel opened a pink palace in the desert called the Flamingo. Banks wouldn't touch casinos back then, so the money came from organized crime. Siegel took a bullet in 1947, and investors tied to Meyer Lansky raised $3.9 million to take the Flamingo over. Then something quiet and enormous happened. The suits realized the mobsters had stumbled onto the greatest legal business on earth, a business where the math guarantees the win. So corporations moved in. The Del Webb Corporation was running casinos by the 1950s. Today, that same Flamingo, the oldest casino still standing on the Strip, is owned by Caesars, a publicly traded giant. The gangsters built the machine. The corporations perfected it. So take one last look at what you've inherited. Not a gambling den, a cathedral built to a mathematical law, filled with people chasing luck, inside a building specifically designed to make sure luck never saves them. The house edge is your congregation's tithe. The law of large numbers is your scripture. And every near miss Every free drink, every windowless hour, is a prayer that keeps them in the pew. You walked in terrified. You'd lose everything your uncle built. Now you understand the truth. He understood. In this building, you are the one person who cannot lose. The house doesn't gamble. The house is the math. And the math never, ever dies.